All right, I'm sure as you expected, there's a lot of just landeds coming your way, and a lot of it's ICAST product that's finally landing. Actually, believe it or not, this is earlier than a lot of years. A lot of times ICAST product that you hear the industry talking about like crazy doesn't get shipped till the end of the summer or early fall, and that's not uncommon, and that's going to happen this year again too. But we are starting to get some of this stuff in right now, which I'm very, very excited about. We have the Nano Alpha, the Worm 34, I believe it is. Yeah, the 34R from Gamakatsu. I've actually been fishing with these for a while. This is kind of like the hybrid hook that you've heard so much about, the hybrid EWG that everybody loves, but this is in that Nano Alpha material. So really cool hook here from Gamakatsu. I have a feeling this will be a staple in a lot of fishermen's boats. This works with like flukes, worms, anything like that. But on that topic of a fluke or any of the minnow style baits that you want to fish at EWG in, look at this thing. So this is the Worm 34 Hydrol. So this has a swivel built into the top of the hook. I've been assured that you can put big braid on this and crack it, and this thing ain't going anywhere. But you can obviously fish it finesse, you can do whatever. This, interestingly, does not have the Nano Alpha coating on it. And for a reason. They said it was actually that slick coating material was making it easier to slide down or have to readjust on the worm. And since you might be fishing this a lot more rigorously, you're fishing it more erratically, you probably tend to move the hook in the bait a lot more. So it doesn't have that coating. So this is going to hold that texaposed position much better as you fish this much more aggressively. So next up is the Finesse Stinger drop shot hook, but this one has a keeper on it. I just saw a few different anglers on the interwebs there talking about this hook right here. Does come in some larger sizes as well. A lot of anglers have been putting keepers on these hooks for a long time. The Stinger hook's a favorite hook, and it has been for a long, long time. And I believe this is a Brent Ehrler design, so you got a nice little keeper now on this hook, and especially the way we're fishing a lot of the baits today and a lot of the elastomer baits, this type of hook this type of keeper is perfect for those kind of baits. So check out the new G-Finesse Stinger drop shot hook with a keeper. This is going to fly under the radar. I own these. I got these this summer, actually. I have them a Spro version, a Gamakatsu version. I have a little clipper version as well. I don't care what anybody says. Like, if you think I'm being biased or not, there's no reason to not have a whole bunch of these. They don't rust, and they cut like a absolute dream. These are the best cutting scissors I've had. They're ceramic blades, so there's zero rust, zero corrosion, and they cut unbelievably good. So this is one of those things where I'm not kidding you. It's going to be like an off-season purchase for me, where I'm going to buy a whole bunch and throw them all over the place in my boat because I lose scissors like crazy, and I'll always have these with me. These are super cool. Next up is that interesting one from Gamakatsu here with their crankbait circle hooks. I know, soak that in for a minute, and I'm trying to understand, because when they told me about it, I went blank on them. This is a Bill Dance thing, I guess. A lot of people have done this for years, apparently in certain situations, and apparently it works really well. If you are somebody who struggles immensely fishing a crankbait through vegetation or any sort of cover where they're getting hung up all the time, you can replace your treble hooks with these circle hooks. Now, just like when you're circle hook fishing with live bait and saltwater, you do not set the hook. You just keep reeling and loading your rod up, and the crankbait circle hooks will go into the corner of the fish's mouth. I have to see it to believe it. All I know is that there are some really true believers in this. I can't wait to get some feedback from all you guys out there on this thing. I think we need to do like some sort of contest with these and see if we can get some pictures turned into us and stuff with these hooks working, because I can't wrap my head around it. But I'm telling you what, if it works, holy cow, watch out. You'll see me cranking in some milfoil. So check out the crankbait circle hooks here. Next up is an out barb hook jig, I should say, from our friends at Ichikawa. So you have a little football jig here that's got like an EWG style hook, but it's very hard to see, I'm sure, on camera, but the barb is on the outside. It's an out barb hook. Very dangerous, but very, very effective. I love out barb hooks myself. I know the Mega Bass hooks are very, very polarizing. A lot of people can't stand them because they're so soft, but I think they're some of the most sticky hooks in the history of mankind. I've landed a lot of fish just because of that out barb. I would imagine this is the same scenario. If you're a finesse angler and you want a EWG, you want a Texas rig, Texapose your plastics, so this would be like a perfect little Ned style, like TRD jig. The big TRD is certainly the hula stick, a whole bunch of different finesse type worms and stuff like that, so it'd be perfect. With that out barb on there, they really just got to get close to that thing, and it's grabbing something, and then it eventually goes in there. So if you're looking to up your game with getting your hooking percentage up there, check out these out barb jig heads from Ichikawa. Next up, we have the new jigs from Gamakatsu as well. We have their new swimming shot. This is their swim jig here. It's got a dual keeper on it, dual wire keeper. As you can see, they trimmed the inside of the skirt here for you. They cut these inside strands down, so it's a thinner skirt. So your trailer is going to be the star of the show here. It gives you a little bit of movement with like kind of a finesse style skirt on the outside. But boot tails, it's a longer shank hook, which I really like. But this allows you to do a longer like rage cross style trailers. You can do a whole bunch of different style trailers on this. It's got a softer weed guard on it, but it's long enough that it's thick enough, I'd say, that it's still, with the pointy head on this, you'd still be able to fish this. It's a pretty heavy cover. Best part is it's got that nano alpha hook in it, so you can really get tough with this thing. Straight braided if you wanted to. Feels solid. That's what I was worried about when I saw this thing, because this thing's awesome. This is the King Cobra, a little compact jig. I saw the hook in the package, and I was nervous. I was like, oh, that's too small a hook. It's definitely a Japan JDM style hook, and it's going to be too small for the jigs and the jig fishing we do. Incorrect. This is a stout little hook. It is insanely stout. You could fish a big flipping stick and big line and not be scared of this thing. I can't bend this thing. I mean, I can reef on it. It is a really powerful, stout little compact hook. Nice vertical line tie in here. I love this weed guard. At first, I was like, oh, it's really soft, but it is so thick. They put so much in here that you could trim it up to your application wherever you're fishing, the cover you're fishing. For me, I would leave it probably pretty full and just maybe trim it down a little bit, the top of it. But this is a compact presentation for a flipping jig that I find to be quite nice. I love the hook in this thing. Obviously, got to go stick a fish or two with it and really tell you how I feel. But so far, very impressed with the jig offering from Gamakatsu. Lastly, we got to talk about the star of the show, right? And that's the new Tatula SV families are here. They're in stock now. They've actually been here for a day or two on the dock. It's been tough to get them put away. We got a lot of stuff came in, loaded up, but big time. But we've got the 150 size here. This one, what flew under the radar to me until we took it out of the box, Kip actually pointed it out to me first. It's got a 100 millimeter handle on it. I put 100 millimeter handles on my smaller size. I think it's no. I'm a big fan of the 80 size Tatula reels. I've been putting 100 mils on that. I love 100 millimeter handles, so great feature there. Zion Dragstar, it's got a full aluminum frame. This is the similar frame to the older style 2 generations ago, Tatula SV, but this one has hyperdrive in it, so it has actually got refined gearing in it, and it does feel like it. I'm not just saying that. You try it yourself. Zero adjust as well, and it's got an SV spool in it, so you kind of got a beefed up, more refined version of the Tatula SV in that aluminum frame. And next, you got it in the 100. This one, to me, is going to be a screamer. And I mean that because it's got the spool that we all wanted to see come out in this reel. That is not just a traditional SV spool. This is the SV Boost version. So very similar to the Zillion reel. So the one knock you've got on SV technology that a lot of the purists out there say is that it doesn't, the magnets are so powerful in the SV spool, hence the no backlashing and intense control, that it stopped a lot of your long distance casting. I didn't have that issue a ton. I definitely did notice that you could outcast it with other braking systems. Well, not with Boost anymore. With Boost, you can actually, that induct rotor will pop back and you can get way more distance on it than you could, but you can still aggressively brake the reel with just the dial on the side here. So smaller, newer frame here. This is the new Tatula 100 frame. This is a brand new frame. Great hood style on this. I actually really enjoy the way this is shaped up here. It's a compact size, but it feels like a little metal brick. You know what I mean? It feels machined almost. Aluminum frame. It's really nice feeling, solid feeling reel here. Back to a 90 mil, I believe, on this handle here. But nice compact size reel here. Very impressed so far with these two offerings from Daiwa. It's not like they changed everything, but they just made them better and significantly better with the SV Boost technology and a nice new solid metal frame on this 100. And then you got a nice 100mm handle. You don't got to go out and get a bigger handle, and a nice big solid feeling reel here for your heavier duty applications in the 150 SV. All this stuff is in stock now. Go shopping.